guys, I am Pixel Dan, and I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about some of the new Masters of the Universe Classics reveals coming from this weekend's New York Comic-Con. Now, I'm not actually at New York Comic-Con. As you can see, I was unable to make it to this particular convention this year, but there's some great news coming out of the show, and since we've talked a lot about Masters of the Universe Classics going to Super 7 recently on my channel, I thought it only appropriate to do this video to kind of fill you guys in on some of the news and information that is coming out of the show. So first of all, I want to give a very special shout out to my good buddy Rob Bass and his lovely wife Crystal for hooking me up with the images of the new figures that were revealed that I'm going to be showing you right here in this video today. So let's go ahead and start things off. Now, if you paid attention to the Geek Easy podcast, I've posted some of those videos recently, I mentioned that Cornboy of the Four Horsemen recently announced that they had just shipped off some brand new prototypes to Super 7, and that there might be a chance we'd see some of the new stuff here at New York Comic Con. Well, the good news is that some of this stuff is on display. Now, the things that are on display look to be reissues of a sort for some of the popular core characters from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. Super 7 is calling these the Ultimate Edition. And essentially what we're getting here are brand new reissues that are fully decked out with tons of accessories of core characters such as He-Man, Skeletor, Teela, Faker, and Ram-Man. So let's look at some of these images here and talk about the differences. We'll go ahead and start things off with the most powerful man in the universe, He-Man. So this is a pretty amazing pack. Look at all of the accessories that are included with this figure. Worth noting that there are multiple accessories with this figure that were all released with the Masters of the Universe Classics line, but never in one place like this. He comes with multiple versions of the Power Sword, including that standard version and the version based on the old Alcala artwork. He also comes with 3 different heads, being that standard head for Masters of the Universe Classics, the more toy head, kind of based on the vintage toy design, which is my personal favorite head in the Classics line, and then of course the Ular head, which is more based on that Alcala style He-Man. All of these heads and accessories were available in the Classics line, as I stated, but were packed in with other figures throughout the line. So this will be the first time that they're all offered in one package with He-Man. And I really feel Ultimate Edition fits the name very well because this will allow you to mix and match these parts to create a pretty awesome version of He-Man for your shelf. Next up, we have Skeletor, and the same thing is done here. One thing worth noting is that this particular Skeletor does have the more monster feet and monster arms instead of like the fins. It's got like the spikes on the arms, which again, we have seen that in the past in Classics, but never all together in one Skeletor package like this. So the body's got that. He comes with that standard head. Looks like he does come with that more Alcala-inspired head. He also comes with the Keldor head and a cape to put on the figure. And he's got a purple version of the Alcala Power Sword. This is stuff that we just have not seen with a past release Skeletor all in one package like this. So again, pretty great Ultimate Edition of the character. Next up, we've got a new release of Faker. Of course, Faker's always been very popular, and he's getting the same Ultimate treatment with a ton of new parts in there. So he's getting a lot of the stuff that we've already seen for Faker in the past, some stuff like that orange battle axe and everything we've seen released previously, but he's got a few new things. First of all, he's getting an orange version of the Alcala Power Sword, which we've never seen before, similar to how Skeletor's getting a purple version that we've never had. And he's also getting a blue Faker repaint of that toy-inspired He-Man head, which is fantastic. That is so very cool. He's also getting the battle-damaged head, which was another one of those cool pack-ins from the Classics line. The only thing that this figure is missing, in my opinion, is the battle armor. We had a Faker that came in a 2-pack with a DC figure. He's very hard to get. A lot of people missed out on that one, but that one had Faker battle armor. I would love to see Super 7 incorporate that into this figure because that would really make this an ultimate version of Faker. But even without that, he's got a lot of cool stuff, including a few new pieces. Ram-Man is another reissue. He's a great figure, one of the coolest sculpts in that line, in my opinion. It looks like the only real difference here is his paint deco. You'll notice instead of the red tunic, he is wearing an orange tunic, which is very much inspired by the original Cardback artwork. That has me crazy excited. I didn't realize I would like that so much until I saw it, but that is really cool, especially for fans of that old artwork. This is going to be a really cool new version of the character to add to their shelves. And last but certainly not least is Teela. Now, Teela has been one of the most fan-demanded reissues because she was only ever released one time way back at the beginning of the Classics line. She sold out back then, so she has been a figure that fans have wanted for a long time. So it's so great to see her coming back. She is also getting the ultimate treatment by coming with several pieces that we've seen She's getting the Battleground Teela head with the long blonde hair, but she is getting a new piece as well in the form of a blonde-haired version of her standard tiara head. This is really cool because there is a lot of old artwork from the vintage line that depicted Teela with the blonde hair with that particular hairstyle. So this just gives you yet again another way to display Teela, and it's going to give fans the chance to finally get Teela who might have missed out on her before. So there you go. That is what Super 7 has revealed thus far. These are the new Ultimate Edition figures. Now, they do still have some more news for us as well. First of all, let's talk about pricing. They have no concrete pricing for these figures yet. They said that they probably will be a little bit more expensive than what Mattel was charging, which I think was to be expected, but they're looking at only making these around $5 more expensive or so. That would be right in line with what Brian was telling me back at San Diego Comic-Con when he was saying that he was hoping these figures wouldn't be more expensive than $30, $35 max. So fingers crossed these stay right around that price point. Pre-orders should be opening up for these figures sometime in November or December. They have not decided yet if they're going with a full-on subscription plan like Mattel did, or if they're just going to do one-off pre-orders. They should have some solid news on that soon, but Super 7 stores should have these up for order in one of those two fashions sometime in November or December. On top of that, they did also say that they will be releasing more figures than just what they've shown here. Their plan is to start off with 8 figures for Masters of the Universe Classics and 8 figures for Filmation. So that is really exciting news, especially since a lot of people wanted to see the Filmation line continue. So this is all really big news coming out of Super 7. It's looking fantastic. The other bit of news is that they are using Mattel's factory, the same factory that Mattel used, which means the plastic's going to be the same. All of that's going to match up with what Mattel was doing, which is something else that Brian had said back at San Diego that they were hoping to do, and it is confirmed now. They're using the same factory. So there's a lot of really good exciting news, I feel like, that's coming from Super 7 now that they've taken over this line from Mattel. I really like the idea of the Ultimate Edition stuff. I know a lot of us have been subscribing for years and we've picked up all these pieces and we worked really hard to get them, but I think the new stuff that they've thrown in is cool for some of us who have been around for a long time, but I think this is really great for everybody that missed out on these characters in the past, and this is also really good to pick up new buyers for this line. So I think that was a really good move on their part, and I'm really anxious to see the new characters they're going to be releasing as well. Brian also said that the packaging is going to be the same. He plans to keep the same packaging for Classics and the same packaging for Filmation. In my personal opinion, I was kind of hoping we'd see something new for Classics. At this point, I'm kind of over the green brick design. I would have loved to see something more vintage inspired. That's my personal opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Maybe you're happy that the packaging is going to be the same, but that might be something worth sounding off about in the comments down below. Maybe we can kind of send the message across so that Super 7 knows if they're doing the right thing or if they should maybe look into changing the packaging. And then the last little bit of news is on Thundercats. There is nothing concrete to announce with Thundercats yet, but Super 7 did say that it looks like things are moving along with Thundercats and moving in the right direction. So that is very good news, and keep our fingers crossed, guys. Hopefully, Thundercats Classics will also continue through Super 7. That way the line will not end prematurely. So that is all good news. So there you guys go. That's just a few updates. Actually, I feel like that's a lot of really good news. Updates from New York Comic Con that's happening right now. Again, I got to give a very special thanks to Rob and Crystal for the pictures. I also have to make sure you guys shout out and make sure you guys go check out He-Man.org and Toy News International. Both of these sites have got a lot of pictures up, all the information up. So if you guys want to see more pictures, you want more information on this stuff, I'll put links in the description below to He-Man.org and Toy News International. Of course, He-Man.org is going to be a great source of information for all things Masters of the Universe. And TNI always has great picks, great convention coverage, and they're the ones that broke the Thundercats news as well. So check out both of those sites. massive thanks to them for keeping us updated, especially for those of us who are not at the show like myself. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Feel free to sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think about this news. And until next time.